Our Computex 2026 coverage is made possible by Corsair, Asus, Fantex, G.Skill, Lian Li, Gigabyte, Thermaltake, Alphacool, XPG, Seasonic, Team Group, Antec, BitsPower, Be Quiet, and Trix. What's going on, guys? I'm Stuart from GGF. We are still at it. It is still Computex Day 3. Had to think about that again. And we are at the G.Skill booth. Now, G.Skill always put on a good show. We'll try and get some wide shots of the whole setup here. Such a huge booth for them doing memory, and that's pretty much what they specialize in, because there is a wall somewhere of all of the awards that they have won. There are so many. But yeah, they've got a full live during the whole Computex overclocking event. They've got that up now. Might be a little bit noisy. I think they're doing some draws or something like that. Then they have the full mod stage over as well. We'll go through all of the mods as well. I am very grateful that I've been doing the build for the mod stage. I think, God, this is probably my 6th or 7th year. So I do have a build on display as well. We'll check that out. But over here, I wanted to talk about some of the new memory. Now, not everything is going to be new here. There might be some old stuff that I talk about, but I'll try and keep it all relevant. Now, let's have a look at, let me see. Let's start off here, I think. I think this was actually showcase. I think it was like 2 days before Computex. I don't know if it was meant to, but we saw this come out. This looks really cool. Now, this has been in collaboration with Cooler Master. I believe this is G.Skill's first active memory module. Not so much the module itself, but the cooling technology behind it. We've got some in the systems here. We have a little active fan. Not sure what size that is. I know we have the overall design. I really like it. Black and gold. It's like a light gold. Very nice. Now, first question I've been seeing online. Dual DIMM boards, ITX boards, how are we gonna go? Well, that is a no-go. I can see all these systems here. It will only fit in 4 DIMM boards because you have to go in the secondary slot and the last slot. I did say, well, if they spun it round, because technically it goes fan side near the CPU, then a space, then the next one like this, and that's how it's in the actual systems. They could have done something funny like spun, not the memory module around, but spun the cooler around, but then they said they were cooling the wrong side of the memory because you're spinning the memory around. The only way to get around with doing something like this is I'd have to make a left module and then a right module, completely redesign the module so the ICs were on the other side to get the better cooling performance just for ITX. So they haven't gone down that rabbit hole just yet. They've left that out. At the moment, they're just going with this module setup. So 4 DIMM boards only, and you can only run 2 sticks. For purchasing this memory, I was told that you'll have to do it through Cooler Master or whoever Cooler Master partners with for selling this. I was told at the start that when Cooler Master do release this, it will probably be bundled with something else, a case, a cooler. Let me know your thoughts on that. I've never appreciated companies that when something new and unique comes out, they try to force you to purchase additional gear. I think if someone purchases this for a high-end system, they don't need a case, they don't need an air cooler, they don't need a all-in-one cooler. Let me know your thoughts. G.Skill did say that may just be at the start, but I think at the start is when everyone's going to rush in and do it, and that's probably why Cooler Master have done that. Personally, I think they should just sell this on its own and leave it at that. Speeds for this one, CL26. That's pretty nuts. It's now featuring the new UL, the ultra low latency. Now, if you remember my Computex coverage I did last year, there was some special memory that I couldn't talk about. I could only showcase it. Couldn't talk about the spec or anything. That's because it was the AMD Expo ultra latency, and that's what we can talk about over here. What G.Skill was saying, something with running the ultra low latency is going to be a few steps better than not running at all. So something like CL26, 28 without ultra low latency is not going to perform as good as something a few steps up like CL30, 32 or even 36. So that's pretty good to see. What I do want to cover is this here. I've always been saying that G.Skill RAM, very, very nice RAM, but they always destroy it with that sticker that runs along. Not so much on the black modules because it was a black sticker. Now we finally have a full white module. Let me know about the font, the text, the color. Obviously we can't change the text, the naming, anything like that. Maybe on the white, it should be like a satin gray, satin titanium. that would look sweet. You might be wondering, well, where's my little certification sticker that has the timings? That'll still be on there. That will be CPU side. That's normally really small, but I'm glad we don't have that big sticker anymore. And then same on the black module, no sticker at all. Let me know what your thoughts are on this memory. Let me know your thoughts on this Cooler Master memory. They actually did tease one that was not active, but I kind of thought, well, G.Skill's already been doing that. And they actually found out with collaborating with Cooler Master to do the non-active one, just the heatsink, it was only like 2 degrees difference, so they didn't bother. That's why they jumped straight to the active modules right here. Everyone's been pushing the high capacity memory, and of course G.Skill have theirs as well. This is DDR5 8000, pretty high performance. CL64, you might be going, oh, CL64, that's not the best. Well, the reason for that, to get the 128 gig per module, yes, there's 2 DIMMs in there, 256, it's basically stacked, so the latency is pretty much nearly going to be double. I'll get a shot on there. You can see how they're stacked. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, if you're building a gaming PC, I would advise don't just throw 2 lots of this. You don't need 256 gigs of memory for the gaming PC. Go with some ultra low latency, something like CL30, CL32, 6000, away you go. I just wanted to mention that G.Skill do have the high capacity 128 gig single modules. G.Skill wanted me to quickly touch base on this RDIMM memory for this workstation. I actually do have this workstation board. I've been waiting to try and get a CPU to use that board with. Now this is their RDIMM DDR5 8800 memory. Now latency, I've been told, is unknown. They can't really specify it at the moment. Previously, their RDIMM workstation server memory was their Zeta series. This one is moving over to their G series, so it sounds like they're phasing out their Zeta. And the reason why they wanted me to talk about this is now in 96 gigabyte modules. Times that by 8, because this workstation Sage board has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That gives you 768 gigabytes in a workstation setup. And they did say the latency will be quite a bit higher, because when you increase the memory module capacity, the latency goes up as well. G.Skill always have an insane amount of mods on display from such a huge talented group of modders. Mine's over here. I feel a little bit ashamed because some of these are absolutely amazing. This one here, KM Studio, absolutely nuts. This actually dispenses beer out of the top. We'll get a shot of someone filling it up a little bit later. Super, super cool, absolutely nuts. And then he's done another one over here on a monitor arm. I'm gonna do this pretty quickly, but I'll try and cover as much as I can. A lot of this is custom. Like, look at all this. I don't want to touch it, but this just looks amazing. Moving down here, we have something from Scatterbench. He's an awesome overclocker. He does a lot of content on his YouTube channel. I've actually hit up some of his videos for guides for overclocking Xeons and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. And he's just got a full little test bench. These are the screens that G.Skill actually does. They're Widget Dash, and you can put all the stats on those screens. Now, moving over here, this is my build here. Now, mind you, I only had a few days. By the time I got this case, I had 2 days to do this build. It's nowhere near the complexity and the level of details that some of these other creators have done. But then again, that's not really my style. Some of these guys spend 3, 4, 5+ months working on this. I just can't do this. So this is the EK torsion case that I don't think it ever got released. This is model number 000. The main thing I did, or the difference I did, was 3D printed this PSU extension shroud, because the way this case was designed was cabling came up and it all routed on this side here, and it routed to the motherboard. All your cables were really messy, ugly like that. I had the help from a good friend, Haji from Hardline Nexus. I haven't really designed anything on my 3D printer before. He kind of ran me through the basics. I had the concept idea behind this. It's a 2-stage 3D print where they're 2 separate pieces. The bit inside is 3D printed clear. It's got an RGB strip inside. It illuminates through. I can have that pulsating, and then I added a little hole in there for the power button. Don't want to spend too much time on mine, but I really do like that case. It does fit 360 radiators from EK. Moving over here, JP Modified. We all know him from the Philippines. Sick build here with this rotating tire. I don't even know how he did this, how he got the mechanics behind it, but I can see it spinning around, and there is an ITX system in there. You can just see it through there. I should probably be mentioning the memory on all of these, but you get a good idea. It's obviously going to be G.Skill, but you can see them on all of these builds. Then moving a little bit further, this one is absolutely insane. This looks like it's all been 3D printed. This is from TechLin Mod. They had one last year if I covered that, that was their teacup one. This one is super, super cool. I really like this design. So clean, very refreshing. Nice loop inside, looks absolutely nuts. They've actually painted all of the tubing as well. Everything just matches perfectly. This is when a perfect example of when an idea sort of in your head comes to plan, it comes to the final result, and it just looks absolutely spot on. And we'll get some shots of this way because they actually have some little bits of memory on display that they've made up, some little memory modules, which look super, super cool. This one here, Bam from Modding Cafe. This is absolutely nuts. He always goes absolutely insane with these builds. Full ITX system in there. He's got his Stealth CPU block, the original creator of the Stealth CPU block, where there's no chipping on the top front of the block. Everything runs through the motherboard pass-through holes. Everything runs out the bottom. Looks like the coolant is running through the stand holes. Just to the side, you can see you've got two tubes. One will be going down, one will be going up. And just look at this, all moving, all works in unison. Now, this one here from Jenky from WMP. I don't know how he even managed to ship this, but this is absolutely insane. Oh, that kind of freaked me out over there. It might be a bit noisy. These are all moving. This looks like something off the dude from Spider-Man. I don't know, something from the Matrix. I'm sure you guys will know what exactly this is, but this is absolutely crazy. I don't even know where he gets the ideas from stuff like this. Maybe he had a crazy dream or something and this is the result of that, but this is nuts. All the attention to detail, and I'm assuming all of this is 3D printed. Like, could you just imagine printing all of these individual parts? And he's got a full Deltamate water cooling setup over there. And then this last one is from Shaggy SVK. This is looks like it's running liquid nitrogen. Actually, it is. You can see the monstrosity amount of tanks we got behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, this has been running through the entirety of the events. That's why there's so many tanks, and this is just going nuts. I don't want to press that button. I might break something. I don't want to do it. It says launch, but I'll leave it at that. But this is all the mods that have been on display. That's it on our G.Skill Computex 2026 coverage. We looked at that new memory, the Cooler Master Collab, the memory without the sticker branding finally. That's good to see. Some of that workstation memory, and of course, all of those mods. Let me know which one was your favorite. But like always, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank G.Skill for supporting my coverage, and we'll see you in the next one.